Hello everybody, I'm back here again for another little, cigar video. So today we're actually smoking another Victory Sinclair, and this one here, the light's kind of bad, is a Primeros Tobaccos. So it's a nice little light shade wrapper cigar. I've got a photo I'll have up here probably before you saw this, or maybe after this first clip. Not really sure when I'll put it in there. So anyway, went ahead and snipped off the end, did a draw on it, make sure it's doing good. Gonna light it up again with a 3-flame butane. I have never really been a big fan of wasting time to get like cedar, matches, all that kind of junk, whatever. So I just light it up and go see where it turns out. So anyway, tonight I have eaten some pizza. I had some leftover pizza, I guess, from a couple nights ago, and finished that off, and that was probably 4 hours ago, so it might as well be pretty much an empty palate. Nothing's showing up here on it for like any spices left, whatever. Have the trusty old Mountain Dew as my beverage of choice. So I'm going to go ahead and heat up the foot here and get this baby going. Kind of seemed a little hard to light there. Still hasn't given me a full even burn on the end yet, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'll keep an eye on it and let you know. So far, the first, puff on here is, I don't know, it's kind of like every one when I first take a puff. I always seem to have a little bit of a weird taste to it. Had one the other day that actually tasted great first puff and then all the way through the cigar. So this one's got a little harsh, more like normal, and we'll go from there and see what turns out. Yeah, it's definitely not lit all the way through, so I'm going to go ahead and try and light the rest of this up here. Okay, that's a little better. Producing a lot more smoke now I got the whole thing lit. We'll see how well that does. I'll keep the cigar lighter handy, obviously. Make sure it stays lit. So anyway, the taste is a lot better now already. Just even the second little puff there, it tends to do a pretty good job. I got a feeling it's going to burn a little warm, so I can already feel a little heat. Just a lot more heat coming off this one than some of my other cigars. So we'll see how it does, and I'll let you know once I get about halfway through it. Well, I'm back for the halfway through the cigar update. Really, gotta say it's been a real nice, pleasant cigar. Nothing out of the unusual, nothing strange. The only bad thing I gotta say for it is the fact that the actual band on it, when I take it off, because it was such a large band, I was going to be getting into it with the burning end shortly. So I went ahead to try and peel it off, and the glue they used to glue it on actually got glued onto some of the tobacco and peeled a big chunk of leaf off. I'll go ahead and grab a picture of that, and not sure if it's going to show up here or not, but you can see it's really peeling back a big chunk of that outside wrapper. So like I said, I'll get a picture so I can put that in here, show you a little bit more of what I'm talking about. Other than that, I gotta say it's been doing good. It stayed lit real well. It did burn a little crooked for a little while. I was able just kind of, every time I lay it down, I put that slow burning part on the upside to kind of add a little more heat to it. Smooth itself back out. Haven't had to relight it yet. Now that I've said that, I'm sure I've jinxed it, and it's going to have to be relit by the time leaving this little center clip here is done. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take another puff on it here and show you how it's doing. Seems to be producing real good smoke. Actually, it's producing even more smoke than it had been. So I'm glad to see that. It hasn't changed flavor much. It's got a real, just a mild, flavor to it. Great little cigar. Not necessarily the cheapest one out there by any means, but would highly recommend this one so far. It's pairing up pretty good with the Mountain Dew. Not the greatest. I think this would be one. It'd be a lot better if somebody was drinking some Sprite, something like that may be a little bit more for it. So it's not my first recommendation as Mountain Dew as its counterpart, but that's what I drink almost every time. I also think this would do really good with like maybe an Arizona green tea, which I have a bottle of that over there, and I haven't decided if I want to go ahead and actually crack that open and try it, or if I want to stick with my Mountain Dew instead of wasting a bottle of green tea, which I'd have to drink later on tonight or tomorrow. So anyway, like I said, I'll get a couple pictures of that wrapper unpeeling. That was just because the band on it, the glue was actually sticking to the outside wrapper leaf. So I've heard a few guys actually smoking them right down through with the band still intact on the cigar. I've never tried it yet. I have a big bowl that I take all my bands off, throw them in this giant glass bowl that ends up in a basically about once every 2 months or 3 months when the giant bowl gets full, I just throw them out. I keep thinking I'm gonna like save them and whatever and whatnot. Never have. I've seen a few people sell piles of those before, and I don't know why anybody would ever want those. So it's kind of one of the reasons I haven't ever tried to sell mine or really keep them for long term. I tell myself, well, there's a real fancy one I've got, I'm going to keep it. Again, never do. So anyway, I'll let you know when I get near the end. Hello, I'm back for my final little bit here on my Sinclair cigar. I have found that since where that wrapper was peeled out, it's really been burning extremely crooked. It's just going all wacky as all get out. Kind of be expected, I guess, when that happens, because you're definitely not going to get a good draw through it. It's just kind of going to heck. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one a little earlier than normal. I've had to relight it about 5 times trying to straighten it out, and it's not worth that much work. So cigars are not that expensive. If it's more work than the enjoyment you're getting from the cigar, definitely pitch it out and just go on to the next cigar. So anyway, hope you guys found this, I guess, tad bit entertaining, tad bit informative. I don't get into the whole fine details of where this wrapper's from that one, it's from here, it's from, you know, Dominican or whatever the heck it is, because you guys can do a Google search and you can read it all through, and it's going to be as accurate or more accurate than I can be. So anyway, just basically doing these to give you my personal opinion on them. And I gotta say, if you're into mild cigars, this is a highly recommended unit. I need to probably keep a little list of which ones I'm recommending higher than others. There's been very few that I guess talk bad about. Seems like the ones that are crap, if I start making the video and it turns out to be absolute junk. I hate saying bad things about people's cigars because I hate to influence you to not buy something or try it. So the ones I completely dislike, I usually go ahead and just delete the video and not even post it up here. So because it could have been the fact of my taste buds, could have been something I ate, whatever. So anyway, this one I can recommend highly. I guess most of mine are going to be recommendable, and this is one of the topper ones, the top rated recommended ones, I guess, on a mild cigar. Not my forte usually. I'm more of a full body, but I've got a bunch of these mild cigars in my humidor I need to get rid of, so every once in a while I'm using them as just kind of a starter cigar for the night. Take one of these and I'll go back to one of my good full bodied ones. So anyway, I'll go ahead and give another toke here on it and let you guys see how well it's smoking at the end. And it almost needs relit. So as you can tell, it's a real pain in the butt. Barely able to save it there. Not going to bother relighting it. I'm just real tired of this thing. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Feel free to go ahead and click that subscribe button right up there, and that way you'll check out my next video when I get it posted. I tend to resubscribe back to anybody who subscribes to me, so feel free to go ahead and hit that button and I'll do the same. Hope you guys have yourself a safe and wonderful day.